Just when you think things are getting good, something's always got to go wrong. What's going on, guys? It's the Nicholas Prostakis Chelsea channel, and today is the match preview, and I'm not sure whether to be happy or upset. Starting, I think yesterday, you saw in team trainings that Levi Colwill, Christopher Nkunku, Cole Palmer, and Reece James are all back in, I think, partial team training, except Cole, I think, was in full team training and is ready to go for the weekend. Amazing scenes to have him back, but Malo Gusto still out. Ben Chilwell joined. Uh, Enzo Fernandez, of course, as we talked about, got his surgery. It's fully complete. He will obviously miss the end of the season. It hurts, but it's good to see him get surgery like I've been asking, and I feel like it's one that's been coming. Then you got two more guys joining the injury report. Carney Chukwuemeka, a guy that I didn't even know was going injured until Poch's press conference this morning, and then Raheem Sterling. So more people on the report. You can't make this stuff up. You're seeing all the guys yesterday come off the injury report and are starting to get into team training. As Poch said, they're not ready just yet, but I think most of them have a chance to play against Tottenham on Thursday. But the fact that you're getting these players back is a really good sign and a really good that they'll be coming off the injury report list soon. But the fact that right as they're coming off, more get added on. It's like they can't have a limited amount of players on. It's like there's always got to be 10 players on the list at a time. While if five come off, five go back on. It's almost like it makes no sense. It's Chelsea versus Villa on Saturday. Honest reactions. I'm not too excited for it. I mean, I love watching Chelsea play, even though that's a hard sentence to say for the last 2 years. But I'm excited. You know, Emotions are still very, very much in the down from that showing on Tuesday night. But at the same time, Chelsea are still my favorite club, and I gotta watch them play. As much as it might pain me to watch them get blown out by Villa, I don't care. But um, yeah, this game doesn't only mean a lot for Chelsea's European places, but as well as it will Aston Villa, who are currently in fourth place in the league, 6 points above Tottenham, who are fighting for that last Champions League position. It's a major position that, of course, we don't get the extra fifth spot because of the Italy, I think, get the last European spot. So we've missed out on it. It's actually quite big in a way because now if we finished eighth, we would have gotten Conference League soccer. But now we're not going to be finishing. Well, we might finish eighth or seventh, which seventh now is the Conference League spot. But if we did get the extra Europe Champions League place, it would have been eighth place would be Conference League. So now it takes going into Europe even harder. Um, in my hindsight, do I want Chelsea to make European soccer next season? It's an interesting one to think about. Um, of course, it would make player injuries better, maybe become a better team in a way, as you could focus more on league and cups. But again, this season, that's all I did anyway. But it's an interesting one to think about. The match preview, I wanted to talk about the two things: the Enzo Fernandez surgery and the board making a very vital decision. So Enzo Fernandez, of course, got surgery yesterday for the hernia. He came out and said on his Instagram that he's been playing with the injury for over 6 months. 6 months, and he said he wanted to play through. He's been getting injections this entire time. And, that's just incredible in my opinion. This is an injury that, with surgery, is going to limit him to being out, I think, for 3 to 4 weeks, about a month. And he's going to be back for the Copa America, and hopefully that'll rejuvenize his career in a way and, get him ready for Chelsea's next season. But it's really, really interesting to see that Chelsea played him for that much time. I mean, of course, they were suffering through injuries all throughout this season, so you see why he's kind of been playing through this injury. But, to keep him playing through the injury for that much time and not give him the month to try and recover and make it get the surgery earlier, it's really, really interesting to see. It's just one that doesn't really connect in my brain. Why not let him get the surgery earlier and then, go through there? I mean, we already had so many injuries anyway. What's one more guy in hindsight going to do to it? Secondly, it's the board. The U25 policy has been revoked. So, I mean, you obviously all know that this policy was installed when the new ownership came in, and they basically said, we're going to do an experiment where we sign only under 25 players. It has been now revoked. They need to be getting more experience in this team, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to try and even out the team, it looks like, this summer, which makes me very, very happy. And I think the rest of the Chelsea fan group happy. I mean, the fact that we've not signed on anybody over the age of 25 for basically 2 years now is incredible. And now that finally is going to change, and hopefully with this revoke of the under 25 rule, we're going to see some major changes. Is Pochettino the guy who's going to be leading the charge next season? We'll find out, but yeah, I'm very happy that, however, that this has been revoked, and well, I guess you can only say on the up now. Let's get into this team preview. So now getting into the Chelsea versus Villa starting 11. Quite a few changes we need to talk about. From obviously the injury report, this is probably the best thing we can come up with. Petrovic stays in net for the reason being that Sanchez, well, I don't want him playing anyway. And I think that he won't play again this season. Whatever injuries he's suffering from have just been consistent ones that haven't went away. Petrovic is also the better goalie with the ball at his feet. I trust him so much more than I do Robert Sanchez, and I think Sanchez will be amongst the players who are sold this season. Cucurella on the left-hand side, I mean, at this point, he's played better than Penn Chilwell has all season long. I think he fits the way Pochettino plays more as well. Again, he's more of a defensive-minded guy, and I think he was honestly one of the better players who played in that Arsenal game, even though it's hard to say anybody played well in the Arsenal game. So after Chalobah and Silva were rested for the Champions League fixture, I'm just kidding. The fact that I don't know what Pochettino sees in the French dynamic duo of Benoit Badiashile and Axel Disasi, but those two guys cannot play with one another, at least one another. It's got to be Chalobah and Silva in this one. I do not see a reason why. I've kept Alfie Gilchrist at right back, but the way I see it is, I feel like I wouldn't be upset if Gilchrist plays center back alongside one of the other two. It would have to be Chalobah who would move to right back. So if it's Silva, Gilchrist, or Chalobah, Silva, and then Gilchrist right back, or Chalobah right back, I'm fine with it. I do not want to Disasi play in this. I don't want to see him play in this game. It's as simple as that. I don't want to see him play in this game. Left center mid or defensive midfield would be the Gallagher and Caicedo pairing. Only pairing we could possibly make right now. There is not a single other defensive pairing. Ugochukwu is still in partial team training. He's not back yet. So it's got to be this one. They played really well with each other in the Everton game. You got to see what they could do again. Mudryk on the left. It was actually going to be Sterling because of the way Mudryk has played in the previous few games, but I'm keeping Mykhailo Mudryk in the 11 or on the other side, and hopefully he could give us something. Palmer comes back in through the middle. If he's healthy, he's playing. It's as simple as that. Madueke on the right. Again, I thought he was one of the better players in that Arsenal game, but his childish attitude has got to stop. Jackson, obviously, through the middle. Jackson's such a hard one. I do want to say David Washington playing this one, a guy who's barely played all season. I want to see him get a chance here in this Villa game, especially if he misses some kind of chance. If you guys didn't see, he did cut all of his hair off. He's got a buzz cut now. So if that means anything at all, hopefully Jackson does score and he makes up for the lost chances he's missed all these last few games. But I'd love to see David Washington in this one. If Sterling, obviously, like I said, was healthy, he was going to play on the left. I could have seen also a starting 11 where Carney Chukwuemeka played through the middle and Palmer on the right because I didn't want to see Madueke play in this one. I could also see a starting 11 where Cesare Casade plays through the middle of the field and Cole Palmer plays on the right side. If Poch wants to see a break from Madueke, I could also definitely see that happening. So another starting 11 you could think of would be Petrovic, the exact same back line, Cucurella, Chalaba, Silva, Gilchrist, the exact same midfield pairing, but a starting four you could see maybe happening would be something like Mudryk, Cassade, Palmer, and then Jackson, or maybe even Mudryk, Cassade, Palmer, and David Washington. But that's such a risk. David Washington has played like 2 games as a sub all season. That just simply will not happen. I am in fact nervous. I'm not liking our chances, but you got to go in strong. They got to come out of the gates strong. Chelsea have not come out of the gates wanting to score, wanting to win like all season. I mean, I think the Everton game, I think, was the only game you've really seen them turn up and come ready. You haven't really seen many games where they came out flying. Hopefully, they come out flying and they prove us all wrong. We like to think that in the Arsenal game they got manhandled, but I don't know. I'm not liking it going into this Villa game. I'm hoping for a Villa game quite like the one we watched a few weeks back where they beat them at Villa Park 3-1. That's what you'd like to hope for. But again, the odds are very slim. Villa are going to come into this one ready to play, knowing what's at stake. Chelsea, having a lot at stake, are going to come into it probably like the Arsenal game. That's it for my lineup. Please comment. Let me know maybe what other lineups others would like to. I'd like to see what other lineups and any other additional information. Thank you guys very much for watching. See you.